So lighting is extremely important no matter what you're filming. I'm no expert in lighting, but I'm always trying to learn new techniques, new ways to light things, new ways to add bits of light into scenes to make them a bit more dynamic, a bit more cinematic. Recently I decided to purchase a new light that will help me out with that, the Aputure B7c. What's happening guys? Welcome back to the channel. This is the Aputure B7c. I'm sure you've seen it 100 times on YouTube already, but this is such a good bit of kit, such a handy little light that I just had to make a video about it. This little guy is honestly one of my new favourite light sources, and I'm going to show you why, because I think you could benefit from it too. So like you've seen at the start of the video, I used the light to film a sequence of shots to give a sort of early morning type mood. This light and lights like these have like millions of uses, but the most obvious one for me is to basically replace light bulbs so that you can have full control over practical lighting in your scene. Really quickly, if you do enjoy this video, consider leaving it a like and subscribe, it'd be great to have you here. So in order to light this sequence of shots, I basically just used the B7c, the Aputure MC, and just the natural light coming from the window in the early morning. Actually, it wasn't even the morning, it was actually like 8 o'clock in the evening, the sun was going down instead of up. Doesn't matter. Practical lighting is one of my favourite types of lighting, and I try and use it as much as I possibly can, like I've got it here in the background. One of the problems you might run into when you're doing practical lighting is not having full control over the lights, not having full control over like an everyday household bulb. Most of the time they're like way too bright and you don't have any way of dimming it down, or like the colour temperature is just like way off from your scene and you basically can't get it to match with your other lights. So the little B7c is fully customizable using the app that you get with it, and that allowed me to basically set it to a custom colour temperature. So I set it to about 2500 Kelvin, which is a kind of like warm tungsten light, which matched the kind of mood that I was going for. And with this I was able to pair it up with the MC and just copy the exact same colour temperature, and then I used the MC to be like the sort of backlight, the kind of shine on my face, and the lamp or the B7c was there to sort of motivate this light. So basically to give the audience a point of reference of like where that light's coming from. Do you guys see that acting? Yeah, and in the opening shot you saw, I actually had the Aputure MC in shot, but I made sure that I filmed like a blank slate before it with out of the shot, just so I could mask it out later on, and then obviously you wouldn't see it. So having like full control over the colour temperature and like the intensity of the light is just excellent for like dialing in your scene, getting it to exactly the way you want it to look. So it is fully RGB, so you can like change it to pretty much any kind of colour you want, whatever you fancy. There's like a colour wheel so you can decide exactly what colour you want, customise it to whatever. It also comes with effects in it and the colour picker, both which I've actually shown when I reviewed the MC in this video here. They're both great functions. I spoke about why in that video, and it's just really great that you can basically do the exact same thing. So those lights, as you can see, work really well together for creating really nice lighting setups. Alright, now let's look at this slightly different mood in this next scene. So for this one I adjusted the colour temperature to a much cooler setting, which fit a lot better in the sort of late night mood that I was going for, you know, the moonlight coming from the window. Again, I used the MC just to create a little bit more of the moonlight, have that shining on me, and I also used the MC to create the lighting effect on the close-up shot, so you can see how these effects can come in handy if you need them. I'm really glad that I decided to pick one of these up actually, and to be honest I might get some more. I now feel like every light in my house should have the ability to be a strobe light. I really like the fact that I can take this small light bulb with me wherever I am, no matter what set I'm on, no matter what shoot I'm doing, and if there is going to be a practical light in the scene, I can just replace the bulb and then I have full control over it. Like, that is so ideal, and now that I've got it, I just don't think I'm going to be able to ever use like a normal practical light again. So I'm currently in my office right now. Everyone's away, so I'm going to sacrifice my lunch hour so that I can set up a little shot, just to give you another example of how you could use this in a sort of everyday scenario. So again, I just set the B7c here to quite a cool temperature, and I matched it with the MC to act as the sort of light coming from the computer screen if it was on. These scenes are obviously really simple, but I'm just hoping that they'll show you how you can just use these lights to add a splash of colour or just a splash of dynamic light just to make the scene pop a little bit. So if you need something that will allow you to control your practical lighting for your videos, or if you just want to splash some neon light in the back of your YouTube video, then I highly recommend that you pick up the Aputure B7c. Before I got this, I was actually looking at like the Philips bulbs, but I found that like you just don't have as much control over the light with them. I think you can control like color and like color temperature. I just think you have so many more features in this app that just makes it a bit more worth it, really. I will have a link in the description down below that you can go and look at the Aputure B7c, and you can decide if it's something that would be right for you. That's all from me. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to like, subscribe if you're new here, and yeah, check out the light if you think it's something that you could get any use out of. I know I will. I really enjoy it, and I can definitely recommend it to you guys. I'll see you in the next one.